Hello, everybody, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Boiswego POD. Today, I'm joined by Mickey Cap and E.T. the Kid, who's currently, I can't flip the camera, but he's currently driving us down to Bloom. So we're about to have a legendary homecoming weekend. I'm currently in the middle seat of Ethan's truck he's got whipping down here, so we're nice and comfy. All right, let's see. Oh, they can see me better now. Get some natural light going. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
It's blind.
They can see us now. Okay. All right. First order of business here is going to be power rankings.
All right. Cheers.
So, I think the consensus for a lot of people would probably be Vaughn at 1.
Yeah, I
He's
think
6-0.
I think you have to give it to Vaughn. I'm not someone who likes to give Vaughn his credit, but his team is unstoppable. They put up points every week. There's not much to say about that.
Yeah, he's been on a special run. What do you got to say about Vaughn's team thus
He's all
far?
right. I don't think anybody's scared, though. It's going to be the classic Mihawk collapse once the second half of the season / playoffs come. So I'm not scared. I'll give Vaughn his flowers right now. He's got a great team, putting up performance, but I'm not worried.
I think we're due for an utter Vaughn collapse per usual. Probably do what he did last year as the 1 seed and, pitter-patter out. I don't know. Vaughn, maybe he'll prove us wrong for once, but we've seen it time and time again. We've seen it last year in football, this year in baseball, last year in basketball, which basketball, the kid has not even ever made the playoffs in years where...
I mean, all I'll say is when it matters most, Vaughn is not there.
Right.
When it matters the absolute most, he's nowhere to be found. He's a ghost.
With that being said, Vaughn does have quarterback 1, Lamar, wide receiver 1, Godwin, and he's deep. He's got JT on the bench, Tank, who without Collins is looking like a wide receiver 1 or 2. So he's got a lot going for him. So good job, Vaughn. Keep it up. Don't let us down again. At number 2, what are we thinking here? We got Jordan. What are you? You're what's your record? You're 4-2.
4-2, yes, sir.
I would probably put you at 2, but some other candidates. Evan's 4-2. Who else is 4-2?
Is that it?
That's it. Ethan, you're 3-3.
Yeah.
So I would say Jordan is probably number 2. What did you do last week, Jordan? He's coming off a 127-103 victory over Jim. Big win. How'd you feel about that?
It was a big win for me. I hate beating Jim in any space bar basketball. That's my guy. Shout out Jim Nowak. That's my guy right there. Great opponent, great competitor, but even better person. Love going up against that man.
Yeah, I was hoping to get a Jim and Jordan collab, but Jordan didn't make it out to O-Town, so that'll have to happen another time. But Jordan had a big week from Purdy, had a big week from Bijan. Cortland Sutton even played and had a big week.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of screwed. I picked up Bateman.
Kittle, big week.
Tight end 1.
Kittle's probably benefiting from Christian McCaffrey being out, but Jordan's got Neighbors, Adams, and Kupp on his bench, which is pretty scary. I think he's going to be looking good in the playoffs. Where do you see your team going from here?
You know what? As long as my team isn't made of glass, I think we make a run. Devontae Adams, hopefully the hamstring was just holding out to get traded. Udi, smelly Garrett Wilson. Devontae Adams is coming in, taking all his points. Kupp is going to dominate. We all see what Cooper Kupp does when he's healthy, especially with Puka Trupa out. Puka. And Neighbors, I mean, if he just wants to not go to Travis Scott concerts when he's concussed,
That was ridiculous.
I think we'll be just fine. I think James Cook is probably the biggest factor that I need to lock in.
Yeah. All right. At 3, I don't know. Let's see. Evan had 157 last week. I guess we go with Evan. Big week from Komet. Big week from Zay. Zay. And I mean, he's got Tyreek waiting for Tua to come back whenever that'll be. I mean, he didn't even play him last week, so he was on bye. But Ivan's got a good team that could be scary down the stretch too. At 4, at 4, I guess I'm kind of ranking them. We're not really getting your guys' input so far.
I can't.
It's hard to tell when you can't really look at like all the teams.
Yeah, I mean, we got it right here, but
let's see here. Let me go through. 4.
I think it's probably Ethan.
I don't think Brady.
I just hate glazing the guy while he's sitting next to me.
Let's see, ET the kid.
Doesn't feel right, but his team is good.
I don't know. I'm a little worried.
K1 sauce.
When McCaffrey comes back, like I think the
K1 sauce.
top 4 teams all have super high ceilings because they're all really good without their key guys. I think that's what separates some of these teams from some of the other teams that are having success without their main contributors. Excuse me. Wet beef earlier.
What about Steve? I mean, Steve and Boone beat me this week.
Yeah.
Last week.
Ethan only had a 99-point game. Kind of hard to rank him.
Yeah.
They're also 3-3. Let's see who they got. They got injured. Their bench is all right. I don't know if I'd have them that high. Deontay Johnson has looked really good. Chuba has looked really good. But I would say they're probably in like the 6 or 7 range personally. Brady only had 110 last week.
Dude, what about Cheetah in the mid getting their first performance?
Yeah,
first big dud.
Yeah, shout out Cheetah and Skip, Tyrone Tracy, big win.
J.K. Dobbins, dude, doing his thing.
Yeah, I think Tyrone Tracy's actually a really good player. I'm not gonna lie.
Kareem's look good. They might start winning here. Pittman's starting to look a little better. He's probably better with Flacco than he is with them.
Hot take.
Brian Thomas is good.
Hot take with a lot of 500 teams in the league. Maybe Cheetah and Skip make a run and find a way to sneak into the playoffs.
They got to get going though.
Don't count them out.
They really needed to beat Evan, but because it'll be, I don't know.
Drew had a good week. He's got Allen. He's got Diggs now and A.J. Brown. I think Drew is actually like a dark horse.
I think it depends on A-Chain.
Yeah.
When Tua, they need Tua back, man.
I'm actually gonna go hot take. I'm gonna go Drew Brown is number 5. I'm gonna put Cheetah and the Skip at 6.
Cheetah and the Skip at 6. Wow.
It's a power ranking. It's not a standing.
It's
the
not a
team's
ranking,
starting to look good. I'm gonna go Boone and Steve at the 7. I'm gonna go Jim at the 8. He had a big week from Bryce and Najee. I mean, if his backfield gets going, Trey McBride's looked good. He's starting to live up to the number 2 overall pick that he was. I'm going to go Jim at 8.
Beatty at 9.
Beatty at 9.
Wow.
That's disrespectful, though.
Beatty's got QB1 or QB2 Baker.
What do you think about his RB2?
Saquon. Eckler, I mean, he's starting to play better. J-Mo. Brady's team probably is better deserving than a 9, but
no, it's not.
Without
sucks,
Puka Nuka and without Collins,
that team blows.
The floor is just kind of low. I think until they come back, Brady's kind of a bottom feeder at 9, but he's got the potential. Brady, you've got the potential, I think, to be a top team. You just got to survive and advance until you get those guys back. You need Saquon to start playing better than he did last week, but that was just a tough matchup against the Browns. At 10, I'm going with my team. I like my team as long as Aaron Jones is healthy. Oops, I can't.
It's not your sleeper.
It's not my sleeper. I went to Jordan's team. And I don't really need to glaze my team anyway. I've been putting up 100-point stinkers every week. But, yeah, Marvin's been sucking. If he starts playing, you never know. I like what I see from Terry. But Keenan Allen, thank you, Drew Brown, for dropping him. Huge pickup. Maybe I'll play him over Worthy. He's going to be a key end zone, red zone target. At 11, we're going with Lem. I just don't love this team.
Wow, Ty Story, Goderman.
Bucky looked good last week, but once Rashad comes back, he's irrelevant.
Bucky. You just traded him.
Oh, I missed that?
Drew for...
Oh, Drew and Lem making a trade. Lem will always...
Receiver.
Lem will always be like, Drew never answers my text. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on blast, Lem, but He's like, Drew never answers my text, and look at that. Lem gets a deal done with the Drewzer.
Wait, what's the trade?
It was Chubba or Bucky for some receiver. I don't remember.
It was
Lad McConkey.
Lad McConkey for Bucky. I'm not gonna lie, Lem. I think you got fleeced. Lad sucks. Chargers are gonna make a deal for a better receiver at some point.
I don't like that, Lem.
They missed out. Why don't you like that?
I really don't like that. I think Bucky's the future. I think Bucky's a
is.
great. Rashad White is not the world's best runner. And honestly, the Bucs offense is just a lot more prolific than the Chargers.
Right.
So I don't know how I feel about that one. Lem does a lot of these small deals
That end up backfiring.
Not
It's
a
like
big fan
Herbert.
of
It's like
those.
Herbert for Allen. That was a bigger deal, but
yeah.
I'm never a fan of Lem's smaller trades, to be honest. I can't think of a time in recent memory in Boiswego where it's really worked out for him. Lem, if you've got an example, let me know.
Sorry,
I'm sure-
Lem, we just cooked you.
I'm sure you'll let me know about it this weekend. But yeah, I don't know. Good trade, Drew. I like it. Bucky is on Lights Kamara action. He's part of our future over there, as Steven and Lem and Steve know. But Dynasty League. And then at number 12, Steven Steven, I think, where's he at on here? Oh, he lost again. He got fucking pounded by Vaughn. No surprise there. I mean, Steven's team has looked better. He's got some good pieces,
the
but
ETN pick right at the end of the first or early second, whatever round it was. It was
Yeah.
early. I think that just. I was high on him too, so I don't blame you for taking
Yeah.
him. It just stinks that he sucks.
people thought I wanted him. I didn't want him. I don't like the
I know
Jags.
Lem
don't
wanted
like,
him.
I don't
That's
like
why
the
you made that
Clemson
trade.
guys. Yeah. I don't know. Bad pick. Laporta's sucked. He had one lucky reception, and you put him on the trade block this week. I mean,
Wait, who?
that was supposed to be your golden boy.
Laporta potty.
Fucking Laporta potty.
yeah.
Sucks.
Romero.
Kenneth Walker's go.
Kenneth is good. He's about the only good piece you got on this team.
Who's his wide receiver? Garrett
Reed
Wilson.
is good, but can he stay healthy? They got Dobbs coming onto the scene out of nowhere after he wanted to leave the team.
I think
They
Jaden
got
Reed's special.
Watson. Reed is special, but his volume just isn't always there.
There's
I don't
too
know.
many mouths. There's so many.
Yeah.
good,
Amari
decent
Cooper.
receivers.
Amari Cooper and Chubb.
Amari Cooper might be something.
Those are some good stashes. If they can get going, Steven, you can quickly get out of the 12 spot. But until then, I don't know. You and Lem, you guys were all talk at the beginning of the year.
Oh, yeah. No, we need to talk about this. The beginning of the year podcast was one of the worst things ever recorded.
I mean, it was just an hour of these guys glazing each other.
You guys, I don't think you got a single thing right. You called Evan's worst draft pick, who got 32 points in the first game. You said my worst draft pick, who was wide receiver 2 before he got killed by his own quarterback. You guys power ranked yourselves 1 and 2, and now you're 11 and 12.
They got mad at me for taking Neighbors, and then
No
Neighbors.
way.
I think they did. I think they called Neighbors' pick kind of trash.
I mean, if we're being honest, we could have just sat here in a circle and watched them just glaze each other.
That's
for an
what
hour.
we should have
Basically
done
what
for this
we were
podcast.
doing.
Just do a reaction to week
So
one's
I
pod.
know Ethan's happy to finally get on the pod. He's been begging me to get on. He got to speak his 2 cents there.
I wanted to do my victory lap over Rashee Rice, but of course he's
He's a scum of a human being. I'm glad that he's done for the year.
I don't want to get into this. You guys all have thugs.
I love that he's out for the year. I love it.
Little front seat argument here.
I'm not going to swear, but piece of crap human being.
Three peas in a pod fighting over Rashee Rice. Gotta love it. But yeah, I mean, Steven, your team's dog shit. It hurts that Rashee Rice is out.
Why does it hurt Steven that Rashee Rice is
Because he's
out?
his best player. Big Sheed. I'm sad for you. I love that guy.
Rashid Shaheed you're talking about. You're saying Rashee Rice.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah, sorry, Steven. That really sucks. I'm not like Evan going
And
around celebrating injuries.
Lazard. Yeah, dude. I mean, I feel for you. That hurts your squad.
Elbozo.
I mean, any shot I can get a jab in at Steven. We're pretty much longtime rivals. We've always, up until these last 2 years, have usually been good teams. So, Steven, as much shit as I've talked to you, my team's just as bad. So don't feel so bad.
The world's biggest ratio on
Your
the
team
Week One
sucks.
podcast.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can't count on Trey Sermon 2.9 points in the starting lineup every week. I don't know. Lazard's going to be wide receiver 3 now. Just not a lot of hope for this team unless Cooper and Chubb really turn it around.
Dude, you know what I found out today?
What?
Al Lazard is wide receiver 11 on the year.
Yeah, he's been going crazy. And
Unreal.
Did Steven even start? Nope, Steven benched him last week. I mean, come on, dude.
Come on.
He's been getting you 10 points a game, and you can't even put him in. Who'd he start? He started just a sermon instead of him. Like, what are we doing?
Hey, Udi, you're
in
terrible.
ETN, like, you play your shitty running backs instead of a guy that's going to get you 10 points. I mean, that's why you're losing by 60.
Udi's just getting baked right now.
But
I'd say one positive thing about Udi's team.
it's got Cooper and Chubb. But I mean, Steven, all love. You know, you're gonna hate me after that. I'll let you come back on the pod and throw shit my way if you want. At some point, I deserve it, but I don't know. Maybe you'll prove us wrong. All right. With that being said, let's get started with matchup analysis. And we'll save game of the week for the end.
Are we game of the week?
Yep.
All right, fire.
You guys will be game of the week. It's fitting that we got you on the pod. I wanted to get you guys on the pod regardless of us making this improv road trip.
All right, so game 1, we got AJ Friend versus Von Mihawk.
So I'll let you guys.
Why don't we do this? Why don't we go through each position and me and Ethan can just
swap off. Yep, that's how we do it.
You want to start with quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Kirk or Lamar? I feel like
It's got to be. I mean, it's Lamar. Lamar.
Easy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll say Vaughn's player first and then AJ's just to make it. Okay, so Lamar, Ethan takes Lamar. Tone Capone or Josh Jacobs?
Do running backs, then receivers, then tight end, then flex. So like do them.
We're just gonna go down. We're just going down I'll take Josh Jacobs with AJ's team. I think he's kind of touchdown dependent, but regardless, he gets fed the ball. Tony Pollard, that offense is just putrid. He has been decent though. Next, we have Vaughn with John Taylor, AJ with Aaron Jones.
That's also another easy one. It's got to be Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor might not even play.
I mean, yeah,
He is
that's all dependent.
He hasn't practiced all week.
So who's the backup then?
So I guess it would be Trey Sermon, or does Vaughn have
Vaughn.
one?
Steven has him.
Sorry, I messed
Unless
up.
he dropped him.
I guess Vaughn's RB would be Braylon Allen.
I mean,
That's the only other.
you-
DeAndre
you-
Swift's on a bye.
Oh, Swift on a bye hurts. Given that Taylor hasn't practiced all week, I think maybe I'll give the edge to AJ.
Aaron
there.
Jones is also questionable,
Okay, but I don't
He was
know.
limited.
but I'm
Today,
sure
he's
he'll play. Yeah.
Even though Lem tried to tell me today that Aaron Jones is going on the IR. He's sending me fake info. I mean, come on, Lem. Check your sources.
All right. Next matchup, we got wide receiver 1, or not wide receiver 1, but Tank Dell versus Terry McLaurin. I honestly
that's like an equal matchup.
I think that's probably one of the best matchups of the week, and I think that's going to determine who wins this game. I like Terry, though. I think Jalen Daniels has just been feeding him. I mean, as you can see, when Jalen Daniels got rolling, 20 points week 3, 18 points week 4, 13 last week, 23.
Yeah, they've got Chem now.
So I think that's wide receiver 1 in that offense, and I think that's like a top 10 receiver going forward the rest of the year. So I take Terry in that matchup. Next, we have another good matchup. Chris Godwin with Vaughn and Devontae Smith with AJ.
Yeah, I got to go Godwin here. Look, I'm not going to lie.
receiver 1.
I thought Godwin was like not going to be good this year. That's why I went with Mike Evans. I thought Big Mike was going to cook. Godwin's been great. I think he's wide receiver 2. So he might even be wide receiver 1. He's up there. He's had an incredible season. Bake Show Yo's playing great. So I guess I'll swallow a little bit more of my pride, Vaughn, and say, the Bucs look good offensively. Defensively, they're trash, but Chris Godwin's been great. I'll take him as
Baker MVP.
Let me add this in. He's not only the number 1 wide receiver, he's the 6th overall fantasy player this year, which is
he's been
unbelievable. Next matchup, we got Brock Bowers versus Kelsey.
Another premier matchup.
This is another really good matchup. I'll take Brock Bowers here. Fred Warner versus Travis Kelsey. That's going to be a great matchup with the Niners on Sunday. But I take Brock Bowers. I mean, regardless of when Devontae was in that lineup, Bowers was eating. I think that's going to be a close kind of similar numbers, but I'll take Bowers. Next, we have Debo with Vaughn and Maserati Marv with AJ.
I mean,
Marv might not play.
Yeah, that's a tough
If he doesn't play, I'm probably playing Worthy, I guess.
Who do the Cardinals play?
Or Goodson. I might play
Cardinals have
Goodson
the Chargers on Monday night.
Yeah, dude, honestly, if JT doesn't play, I'm going to wreak havoc with Goodson. Goody
Here's the
two
thing.
shoes.
I'm really worried about the Cardinals' offense, and the Chargers' defense is pretty good.
Hey,
I think
Ethan,
you
I'll
just gotta
trade you
go with
Marv.
Debo. No, I already have 2 Cardinals.
Okay, Debo, he goes quick. Kicker analysis, why not?
Let's
Kaimi
do kicker
Fairburn
defense together.
versus Justin Tucker.
The GOAT.
Just give me Kaimi Fairbairn, dude.
And Bills Rams. Both good matchups.
You pick.
That'll be equal. They're playing Tennessee and Las Vegas.
Next matchup, we have Lem versus the Russ Sexuals. This is kind of a big matchup. Just because Evan's
Lem's
4-2. If he wins, 5-2, and if Lem loses, he's deeper into a hole.
Javante is already in the end zone as we speak. He might score again. Dude, he might score again. They're in the red zone.
Yeah, he's got 7 carries for 51 yards, and the Broncos defense is
Javante cooking.
playing well. So, Ethan, we have Jordan Love, quarterback for the Russ Sexuals, and Jalen Hurts for the tie story, whatever name that means.
This is a tough one because I think Hurts sucks.
Wow.
But I'm a man of morals, like AJ, and I will never pick Jordan Love. Evan, stop with that shit. Stop. It's odd. You're a Bears fan. Stop glazing Baby Rodgers. And grow up.
Rodgers!
I'm going with the tush-push merchant, Jalen Hurts.
All right, next one, do Kamara and Javante because they're playing each other right now as we speak.
Okay, so I guess it would be Alvin Kamara or Javante. Kamara has 2 carries for 1 yard as of now, and we are halfway through the second. Javante's got 9 points, 51 yards on the ground, 15 yards through the air.
Kamara is not looking like the savior we thought he was going to be without Carr.
So I think
He had
it's
a good
kind of.
week last
I think we all just kind of have to agree on Javante. That Saints offense is just who knows what's going on.
It's easy to do when he's got an 8-point head start. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
in the
There's a
second
lot of
half.
game left, but Javante, I guess, is the clear.
Also, can we talk about this? I guess this is just the shit on Lem and fucking
Lem
Steven
trading him
show.
away, then trading back for him.
Well, that was crazy. Like, what are we doing? But we're doing the pod because nobody wants to watch that Broncos Saints bullshit. That's
Yeah.
like literally eye torture.
That's
like
eye wash. Like I'd
rather
do
sit in a torture chamber.
I'd rather watch paint dry, respectfully.
Literally. So that's why we're doing the pod now, so we don't have to subject ourselves to that bullshit on this long ride.
Next matchup, we have Jameer Gibbs for tie story, and David Montgomery. A pair of running backs going up against each other. Ethan, what are your thoughts?
That's actually, I like seeing that. That's pretty cool. Honestly, it's hard
timeout. Javante Williams, touchdown. 15 points for Javante Williams.
So Evan's in trouble. It's really hard to
Lem's
determine between Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery. It's like thunder and lightning. Who do they play?
They are playing the Vikings in Minnesota.
Oh my God.
In Minnesota, that's
a
great
good
game.
defense too.
I honestly can't pick between the two. I think maybe Gibbs.
Okay.
Just because Gibbs has a little bit more of explosive playability, where I think Montgomery might be a little more touchdown focused, and it's going to be hard to score against the Vikings. They're very good, so I'll go with Jameer.
Also, I was gonna say I kind of called the Javante touchdown. I should have live bet that. All right.
Next matchup here, AJ. Why don't you do this one?
All right. Yeah, I'll take it away.
Justin Jefferson versus Drake London.
That's another premier matchup. They're both projected 17 a pop. You can't not pick Jettas. I mean, that's like the one bright spot on Lem's team. I guess now he's got Javante after trading for him twice, but we'll go with Jettas, but London won't be far behind him. It's a little tougher draw against Seattle, but I don't even know their DBs. Like
They have
it'll be fine.
first rounder Witherspoon and
the
Illinois
U of I guy.
Yeah.
U of I guy. I think London will have a good game. He's got to have a good game, so Kirk gets me some points. So it'll be close, but Jettas will get it.
Next, we have Zay Flowers for Evan and Josh Downs for Lem. Josh Downs is questionable.
He's good if Flacco plays.
So if Josh Downs,
But
let's
it's
say
gonna
Josh
be
Downs
AR.
is out, it would have either Calvin Ridley or Devin Singletary at the flex.
Oh,
That's
my God.
disgusting. That's why Lem's team
And Lad
sucks.
McConkey would go to wide receiver too.
That
so
sucks. That's gross.
I think Zay Flowers is the obvious choice. We can just skip to the next matchup.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Tyreek is gonna literally put McConkey in the grave. That's why Evan wins this game, I think.
So we have Evan Ingram versus David Njoku. Evan Ingram for Goderman and
I'm taking
Njoku for
Njoku.
Really? Evan Ingram had what, 10 or 11 receptions?
I'm just not a big Ingram guy. I don't know. I hate the Jags.
Ingram had 18 points last week.
I think T-Law is so overrated. I would say I'll let you talk.
I would go with Ingram. I just like Ingram. Hottie toddy. He's good.
But
I think Njoku's a freak, dude. I mean,
Yeah, man,
this
his
is like his
quarterback
first
is-
game. This is his first game back, but dude, he
That
was so
offense
good
is
at the
so
end of the
bad,
year.
though.
Dude, him
both
once
offenses, I
once
guess.
Chubb comes back, it's gonna open things
okay.
up.
And now, matchup of the week, position-wise. Tyreek Hill versus Lad McConkey. What are you guys' thoughts?
Yeah.
Matchup of the week.
Yeah, dude. That's why Evan wins the game.
Yeah.
There's
I
nothing
would
even to
agree.
say.
I would agree.
McConkey is not good.
Tyreek has been shiesty, though, recently. I mean,
Actually,
look at those numbers. It's
It
been
might
bad.
be closer
Yeah,
than we
but-
think because the Cardinals' defense is pretty
It'll
bad.
be
They're
Tyreek
playing
is going
Indy,
against
dude.
Indy.
He's gonna
Oh, they're playing
he's gonna run amok
Oh.
against them. It's gonna be the first week that Tyreek has a mega Tyreek week in a long time. I think
Okay.
they'll get him the
Fair.
ball.
All right.
So wait, so far we
what are your
got
score predictions? We
Vaughn
didn't even do-
winning
Did we have
against
Vaughn
me.
winning?
Yeah.
we have
Okay.
And then
This is, if you want to show them, I mean, the Broncos defense, if they're holding out, they had 11 points right now.
Lem has an early lead. He's up 26-0, and he's projected to win 129-111. But I think Evan just got enough pieces that he'll end up coming back.
I
and
mean,
winning, I
okay,
think.
if Kamara ends up putting up a stinker, though, and Javonte puts
Then
up
he
like
could be in
25,
trouble,
I think
but-
Evan's in trouble.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'll give it to you. I believe in you, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you win.
I think it's
but
easy
think
to
you
say
will.
Lem wins with this lead, but I think Evan will.
If it's
come
zeros
back.
on paper, you take it. You take Evan.
Yeah.
But with that lead, all right. Next matchup, we have the Belichick coaching tree versus the Baba Brooks. Starting at quarterback, I'll let you guys take over. C.J. Stroud for Watts and Co. and Bake Show Yo for Belichick.
Ethan.
I mean, these are two of the better quarterbacks playing right now. Obviously, Big Show Yo's been going nuts. I don't know. I trust Stroud more.
Baker is playing Baltimore.
I think Baker.
But I'm going with Stroud. I think Baltimore's a smart team. Baker kind of plays like a rookie quarterback almost, where like if you force him to play outside of structure, you can make a lot of mistakes, throwing 3 interceptions in one half. I'm still not the world's biggest Baker believer, so I'm going with the Sheriff.
Didn't you used to like Baker a lot?
No, I hate Baker.
You hate? Oh yeah, you do hate Baker. I was thinking. Oh, it was Al.
Yeah,
Al used to be a big Baker fan.
loved
He always loved the Oklahoma guys.
All right, next we have Kyron Williams for Watts and Co. and Saquon Barkley for Brady.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going with Kyron. I will say Saquon's going against the Giants, so revenge game. He's gonna have a big game. But
Kyron's also
Kyron is
with
playing
Vegas.
against Vegas. He's gonna run amok.
He's scoring. Like, you know he's going to score.
He's finding pay dirt. Probably, I would honestly, if I could take Kyron to score 3 times this week, I might do it. Like, he's gonna have a big game. He's been looking good.
Now we have I don't even need to say it. Austin Eckler versus Chuba Hubbard.
The infamous RB2.
I mean,
Now,
okay.
if Brian Robinson is out,
Nah, he's playing.
he is playing. I would take Chuba.
against Carolina, but-
Chuba has been running a lot.
They're playing each other.
Chuba has been going off.
A lot of guys playing each other.
Just out of like recency bias and success, I'll take Chuba. Next, we have Deontay Johnson versus George Pickens.
Wow.
Former teammates.
This is another shiesty matchup.
Deontay's been good though.
Deontay's been great.
He's been money with Dalton.
Well,
yeah, well, Russ is coming back. I think Russ sucks, so I'll go Deontay Johnson.
While we're talking about Steve and Boone's team, this is my chance again to shout out Boone. Boone, Chase Brown, he's available if you want him. I feel like there's some guys I can throw your way. I think there was somebody else on my team that you like. I forgot who it is. I think it's like a receiver on my team, but yeah, let's make a trade sometime.
All right, another absolute shiest of a matchup. Jamar Chase versus the Williams dude for the Lions.
J-Mo. Chase.
Chase is playing Cleveland. Cleveland's corners are decent, but I mean it's just skill-wise, talent-wise, Jamar Chase by a mile.
Yeah, he's a top 3 receiver in the league.
Next, we have Mandrews versus Dallas Goedert. What do you guys
Goddard's
thoughts?
probably not going to play.
Goddard is questionable, so the
He
backup
hasn't
tight
practiced.
end would be Dalton. So Dalton Schultz / Goddard versus Mark Andrews.
I'm going with Mandrews. He looked good last
Yeah, I still believe in Mandrews. Yeah, I'll go with Mandrews. But if Goddard was fully healthy, I always love Goddard. I think he's a great low-end tight end one.
If you're a tight end and your name is Dallas, you're probably good.
You're Himothy III. All right, at the flex position, battle of teammates. DK Metcalf versus Tyler Lockett. What do we think?
Who are they playing?
Atlanta.
Dude,
I take DK.
Lockett's a shiesty flex. That's gross.
If you didn't want to play Lockett, it would probably be Xavier Hutchinson or like Jalen Warren.
I
Dude,
literally
Brady's
don't even
bench
know
is
who Xavier
terrible.
Brady,
Hutchinson is.
your depth is garbaggio. So I think we could all agree DK by a good amount.
Yeah. Lockett's wide receiver 3. He'll have some good games.
Yeah,
You just
but
got to
they
hope he has a boom week.
Jigga Bigga, dude.
Dude,
Jackson
Brady,
Smith, dude.
you got to hope that Lockett goes to Costco before the matchup and brings the boom. All right.
So I think this matchup, I think we all think Watts is probably going to wipe this matchup just based on what we picked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Team Watts.
This is why
And
Brady's power rank 9, dude.
Yeah,
His
so
team's Orless.
Clean sweep, Watts and company take the game.
I mean, let's just talk about Steve as a manager. Like, they struggled early, but Steve knows how to manage a team.
Yeah, Steve's a vet.
And credit to Boone.
Hey,
When he came into the fray, like he wasn't really on board till like week 3. The team's performed better since Boone's been on board. So
that is true.
whatever
Boone is
he's
him.
bringing to the table is working.
Boone
Boone
knows
dude's
ball.
All right, next matchup.
Got to get a Boone Jordan collab. I think you guys got to play
Dude,
Fortnite.
Me and Boone still don't know each other.
Steve, you got to orchestrate a Mickey Cap and Booner collab.
All right, next matchup. This is probably the bottom of the barrels game of the week. This is like Saints Broncos right here. We have the 1-5 Cheetah in the mid versus the 2-4 Laporta Shiesty Potty.
Wow.
Starting at quarterback, we do have Jaden Daniels versus Joe Burrow. That's a good matchup. What do you guys think?
Dude.
I mean, it's got to be Daniels. He can run.
Versus Carolina.
Jaden.
Oh, versus
Jaden.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say,
Yeah, he's going crazy.
Like, I would like to hate on Jaden Daniels because he's like who everyone is comparing Caleb to, but you can't really hate on him. He's a great player. He's a nice guy, and he's playing very well.
You know who was shitting on Jaden Daniels earlier? It was Francis.
Dude,
What are we doing?
Dude,
I don't know if he
Franny
knows
does
ball.
Oh,
not
yeah,
know.
Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next, I think this is the shiesty matchup of the week. Ramondre Stevenson versus Travis Etienne. I think
That's gross.
that's just like
That's as gross as it gets.
plug your nose.
I don't even want to pick.
Yeah,
anybody
well, I
there.
think we'll skip. Let's just, can we skip that one?
It's probably Mondre.
No,
but-
we're skipping. No votes. We're skipping. Kareem Hunt versus Kenneth Walker. I think we all take Kenneth
Yeah.
Walker
Nope.
probably. You're taking Hunt?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Thoughts? Why?
Dude, because Hunt looks he got an insane amount of volume the last week, and if they get close to the goal line, dude, as a longtime Mahomes owner, he's turned into such a game manager, and
Yeah,
they run the ball a lot now in the red zone, and for whatever reason the pass plays, he throws for maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. Hunt's gonna get a touchdown.
That's fair.
And I think, he looks good. He looks young and rejuvenated after, not having a lot of work on the legs the last couple of years. I think Hunt's going to come out winning that one.
I'm still going with little baby Ken.
Yeah, I'll
Kenneth
take
Walker.
K9. This is a half-decent matchup. We have Among Us St. Brown for Cheetah in the mid and Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson is kind of question marks now with Devontae Adams coming to town.
I think it could benefit from
It could benefit. That's true.
But
so what do you guys think?
First reaction, you're thinking he'll take a back seat.
I think we have to take Amon Rodgers
Yeah,
first week
I
with
agree.
Devontae.
I mean,
agree.
Among Us is probably the most consistent fantasy wide receiver. He's going to give you 15 every week.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know about you guys. I actually enjoy him and Equinemius's podcast.
I haven't tapped in much, but I have seen
I
a
just
couple
watched the
clips.
YouTube shorts. I actually think they're pretty funny.
I like when they kind of clown each other and talk shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Next matchup, wide receiver 2, we have a battle of the good young receivers. We have Brian Thomas for Cheetah's team and Jaden Reed. I don't know.
Thomas
I'm
is
gonna
going
pass on
against
this
New
one.
England. That secondary sucks. Sorry,
Jaden
Brady.
Reed's got Houston, who is questionable, but I'm sure he'll play.
Dude, that is a tough one.
Yeah.
Well, New England does have Christian Gonzalez, who
Oh.
silent
He's on an
assassin.
island. Christian's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's
Yeah,
really
I
good.
forgot about him. Does he match up with
Dude,
Thomas or Kirk or Ingram?
That's the thing. That's the thing about the Jaguars. They have like 4
They have a lot of mid.
B
decently-
minuses.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, Thomas is actually good, but
I don't know.
I like
that's
him.
a really tough
I like
one.
him.
Yeah, you make the decision. AJ.
Yeah, I'll pass on this one. I'll tell you.
That is as
I'll
close
go-
as it gets.
I'm gonna take Thomas, but Reed could have a big week.
Next at the tight end position, we have Sam Laporta versus Pat Fryermuth. I'm taking Fryermuth.
Yeah.
I think with Russell Wilson, I think he's going to stink. He's going to spam the tight end a lot. I'm taking the big move.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm actually, for once, gonna go side of Steven here. I know it's been the hate on Steven in Lemfest today, but I don't like Laporta, but I think him and Hawk have big games this week. Call me crazy.
Oh yeah, Hockencock is back.
Yep,
Welcome
love
back.
him. All right, Dobbins versus Marco Wilson.
Marco Wilson. Hey, he seems to be getting all the touchdowns for the Cardinals.
He's been getting like 10 points.
I still don't think
That's
he's
kind of a gross flex.
I'd
I
take
don't know.
Dobbins.
Yeah, the Dobb
Steven,
guy.
how do you not play Cooper?
Koopa.
How do you not play Amari Cooper? Josh Allen's going to give him the ball. He's actually going to be like your best player probably the rest of the year. Or Chubb, dude. Chubb has no snap count. They're letting
Really?
they're letting Batman loose on fucking Cleveland Gotham. Honestly, Batman is going to save Steven's team. He's the only hope.
All right, so
Batman returns.
who's winning this game?
I'm going with Cheetah in the mid.
Yeah, dude.
I'm taking the mid.
I'm taking the mid by like
Wow.
25.
Udi's getting skunked.
If Udi plays Cooper and Chubb, then maybe it's like a 10-point game.
Udi, this is your moment, you know, on Sunday Night Football when all the hosts pick like the one team and the other team wins. This is your time to do that. Will you beat the odds?
I know he'll have a lot to say, deservedly so, if he can find a way to win.
Team
but,
just stinks.
yeah,
Like just
just gross.
Yeah, like you're the. Yeah.
That's all right. Hey, with all the crap we've talked about you, I still think you're an A-tier manager. You'll figure it out. If not this year, maybe next year.
C tier manager, respect.
You just got to be humbled, bro. You just got to be humbled. You can't come in week 1 thinking you're going to win it all every year. And sometimes you got to be humbled.
All right, next matchup we have Jim Nowak's Small Balls and the Winners by Just Cruiser. At the quarterback position, Josh Allen versus Jay Herbo. I think we all take Josh Allen probably.
Two all balls QB Academy graduates. But I still claim Josh Allen. Herbert, I've given up on. So I
Wow.
think that says all you need to know.
Wow. After watching Ethan's all balls sophomore year at the Dillon with Al, and you guys dissecting how good Herbert was as a rookie.
I'm just done with him. You know, he never lives up to the bill. It's kind of like Lamar, but like Herbert hasn't even won a playoff game.
He'll be good, but they just have to get some new players, not Lad McConkey. And I mean, with Harbaugh, dude, they're committed to the run. Like Dobbins is great,
Yeah.
but
That's
nobody
true.
else is very good.
All right, next we have Brees Hall for Mr. Nowak and Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's been awesome this year. When he's healthy, Joe Mixon's been amazing. Brees Hall definitely had a promising game. And I think with the addition of Adams, that offense as a whole just steps up because they're not so one-dimensional anymore. So I honestly take Mixon here just because I think Brees Hall's still been hit or miss, but I could see it going both ways here.
Yeah, I go with Mixon. I think the Jets stink. I think they're going to continue to stink because Rodgers stinks. So, yeah. And the Steelers' defense is really good.
Yeah. Brees looked promising last week. This is a primo matchup. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not even going to pick a side. I just want to see what happens.
Next at the RB2, we have A-Chain with Drew, and Mr. Nowak's got Najee Harris.
I mean, I could tell you who I would want if I was starting an NFL team, but the Miami offense is just so lost.
They're playing
without-
Indy.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, the Indianapolis run defense is pretty putrid. Howard went nuts on them. I guess I gotta go with A-Chain. Is he back or was he back last
He's
year?
questionable.
Let's get the update. Ah, come on.
Najee Harris is just so bad to me, you know? Like,
He is like, you know what you're getting. You're getting like 8 to 12 every game.
yeah.
But that's it. You're not
It's
getting
the most-
more, you're not getting less.
It's the most unappealing to watch 8 to 12 points I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
But like if you need, you're getting like,
He practiced in full, so A-Chain's playing.
All right.
that's a toss-up.
I'll go A-Chain just because I think he has the better ability to break off a big run. Even though Najee did that last week, I think that's a flash in the pan.
All right, there you have it. Wide receiver 1, we would have
Diggs and Higgins.
Stephon Diggs versus T. Higgins.
I'll take this one. I'm going with Higgins. I'm a big Higgins believer this year. He's gotten the last 2 weeks. Burrow's fed him the ball as much as he's fed Chase. And I think the rest of the way, it's going to be 1A and 1B. Jamar will go for like 20, 25 a game, and Higgins will go for like 15, 20. So I think each of them, you can kind of depend on them to get a good look at a touchdown every week. But that's how I feel. Ethan, you were a Higgins owner last year. He can be
Yeah.
frustrating at times, but what do you think?
It can be, but I think what's nice is the Bengals defense is so bad this year that the Bengals are just constantly trying to put more points on the board. And the best way that they know how to do that is by throwing the ball. So I think that's good for Higgins owners. He's a little more stabilized than he was last year. I still like Steph Diggs, though. I think you got to go with Diggity.
So Steven just texted, bro, our whole team is dead. I mean, geez. Not to beat a dead horse, but both your teams are dead.
Okay. Next we have Mr. Nowak. Like I said, I love you, but I think Drew takes this matchup. A.J. Brown versus Darnell Mooney. A.J. Brown's playing the Giants. Mooney versus Seattle. I don't know. Mooney could pop off for a big game, but I think A.J. Brown clears that pretty easily. What do you guys? Yeah?
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll move on to Zach Ertz for Drew, and I think this is where Jim Nowak could get some big points on Drew is with Trey McBride versus Zach Ertz. I think Trey McBride wipes
Yeah.
100 times out of 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think Trey McBride's kind of makes everything work for the Cardinals offense. So when he gets fed, they play well, and hopefully he gets fed because that means good things for my team. So, yeah.
All right. Another matchup that's actually a pretty good matchup here.
B-Rob.
Brian Robinson versus Romeo Dobbs, whatever it is. Dobbs has had a pretty good game
The Doobie
last
Man.
week. I'll let you guys take that one.
I'm taking B-Rob against Carolina. I mean, B-Rob's a beast. I think I'll let Ethan talk after, but I think B-Rob against Carolina, he's going to score.
Yeah, I can't give too much analysis on this because I couldn't tell you what Romeo Dobbs has done this year because I don't watch the
Nothing besides
Packers.
last week.
Because I'm not Evan Wurzbacher watching the Packers. All I do know is B-Rob put up like 10 carries for 17 yards and 2 touchdowns against me. So I can't really hate on him, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ethan, you want the Charger?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So who do we got? I think we all probably agree Drew's team. Just majority of the players went Drew's way.
Yeah, I think Drew has a statement win by like 15, 20 points. And, I mean, Jim right now I think is a playoff team. So this is a really big game for Drew. If he can win,
Both
he's
teams.
right back in the hunt. Like, yeah, if Jim wins, he solidifies his team, or his place in the standings. But I will say I like Breece Hall, and I like Higgins, and I like his tight end and flex, Jim. I think he makes it close with those guys. Like, I think that Mixon and Brown and Diggs are like the winners, and Allen, of course, for Drew. But I think Jim could make it close.
And I think too, just for Mr. Nowak, like 2 and 4, you either go to 2 and 5 or 3 and 4. That's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Same for Drew's 3 and 3. So.
Yeah, I mean, not as bad, but like I know there's a few 2 and 4 teams. This is a huge week for all 2 and 4 teams.
Yeah.
Because 2 and 5, that's a very big hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay. So now we got matchup of the week. Dion's dozen with me versus K1. So AJ, why don't you just do the whole thing?
I'll do the whole thing, and then we'll get these guys' opinions at the end. So, for starters, we got Purdy versus Murray. Murray's playing Chargers. Purdy's playing Kansas City. I'm going to give the edge to Purdy. Kyler is kind of fizzled out a bit the past couple weeks, especially with Marvin not getting the ball much. I think it's going to be pretty dependent on how good McBride is and how good Michael Wilson is for him. But Purdy's going to have to put up points against the high-powered Chiefs. That's going to be a shootout, just like the Super Bowl last year. I'm going Purdy. At our first running back matchup, Jordan Mason, who's questionable, but Ethan has Guerrendo, who he spent $10 on.
I needed him. I had to get him. I know I'm a fool. I needed him.
It was a good life insurance plan. Bijan, I'm going with Bijan. Jordan 2 for 2 off the bat. I mean, I don't have to say much. Bijan looked great last week. This second matchup, we've got King Henry, RB2 versus James Cook. The Bills have committed to the run, but they're going against the best run defense in the league in Tennessee, and King Henry looks like vintage Derrick Henry. I mean, him and Lamar is probably the best tandem the league has seen.
Maybe ever.
Yeah.
Truly running the ball, like, probably ever.
I mean, Henry, he looks like he almost looks just as good, if not better, than his prime Tennessee days. It's crazy. So, yeah, I think Henry is huge there for Ethan. Next, we got Malik Neighbors versus Mike Evans. Big Mike. You know, I love some Big Mike action, whether it's Evans or Penix. But I'm going with Neighbors. The guy's the best wideout New York seen since OBJ. He's probably even better than OBJ, to be honest. OBJ was kind of overrated, even though I love OBJ back in the day, but I'm going with Neighbors. Then we got Wandale, Neighbors' counterpart versus Devontae. I'm going with Devontae. Jordan 4-1 so far. Hunter Henry versus Kittle.
Well, if Hawkinson plays,
I do like Hawk, but Kittle looks insane. I think the Kittle and Purdy, yeah, that stack has been lethal, and I think it'll work out really well. The flex is Kupp versus Connor.
Kupp is a question mark.
Kupp's going to play.
Hopefully.
If not, I'm guessing you go with Juju.
Holy court, Sutton stinker today. 0 points.
Connor's been kind of looking, I don't know. He'll turn it around at some point. I just don't know if it'll be this week. I mean, Ethan's very dependent on the Cardinals, so some weeks they look good, some weeks they look bad. I'm probably going to go with Kupp. You can see where this matchup's leaning. Then we got McLaughlin, Elliott. Got to go with the Hurts tax, even though he's been not great this year. The Eagles got to figure it out at some point. I mean, that division's up for grabs. They'll get a sense of urgency here soon. Steelers versus Jets, Niners versus Chiefs. I don't even know why Jordan's starting the Niners. I don't know. I think the Steelers will get a lot more points than the Niners. So Ethan takes the special teams, and he takes Henry. I think that's enough to keep it relatively close, but I'm going to give it to Jordan by like 12 or 13 points. How do you guys feel about my analysis? Jordan, we'll start with you. You probably like it.
Yeah, I like it. I'm actually going to disagree with you on the kicker. I think Chase McGoders is actually him.
Vaughn would probably agree.
I think it's tough just having Elliott just because they go for it so much.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that, I didn't want to draft the Eagles like Elliott this year just because they go for it a lot.
He looked well last year, but
yeah, I honestly think it'll be close. I feel like the star power and for big time names, I would take the edge, but that doesn't win you games.
Yeah.
Just because I have the big names doesn't mean I'm going to win. But I think it'll be a good matchup.
Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, right now my team's just trying to tread water. I really need Hawk back, and I honestly just really need McCaffrey back. Especially with Rashee Rice going out, I don't want to be having to start Wan'Dale Robinson or Christian Kirk every week.
They're not a bad option.
They're not bad, but they're not good.
Wan'Dale, I mean, granted, Neighbors was out for 2 weeks. Wan'Dale is like 4th in the league in reception or targets, or reception, so that's pretty good.
I can't argue. Jordan's got a great team. I just got to make it to the playoffs, and hopefully I get lucky at some point. But
yeah, I think Ethan, you have a good team, but just right now it does. Without your 2 key guys, it doesn't stack up as well against Jordan. But if you can tread water,
I just
stay afloat, you'll have a chance in the playoffs to make some noise. So, with that said, we'll leave the floor open for some last-minute remarks. I mean, I guess, Ethan, we kind of alluded to it just there, but how do you feel about the rest of your season before we end?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is why fantasy football is so difficult. Like, the season-ending injuries, there's just nothing you can really do about them. And it's left myself in a very precarious situation. So, got to figure it out. Can't complain. Got to figure out a way. But, I don't know. I can't say I'm super confident in my team right now. And if Kyler has one more stinker, it might be time to go to jerk golf.
Yep. Jordan?
Yeah.
Any remarks about your team?